Folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. HeirofCarthage here, and yes, we're going to jump into another battle replay, this time in Total War Warhammer 3, once again provided to us by President Tyrannid, our loving overlord, also known as Wicked. He's one of the awesome moderators in my Discord, a longtime member of the community, overall a great player in Total War, so appreciate him helping me out here. Where he's going to be playing as the Wood Elves of Lorelorn here. And this is going to be a domination battle, by the way. You can tell because we're going to have the initial army and then the reinforcements. And we're going to have Stag Knights, Eternal Guard, and Way Watchers coming in initially, along with a Spellsinger, Lore of Life, and a Glady. So there's going to be some skirmishing capability earlier. And then the reinforcements, we're going to have a couple of Glade Guard, one of which has a Starfire Shaft. We're going to have some Wild Riders, a lot of Eternal Guards without shields, and then a few with Dryad and some Riders here for a little extra speed. And he's going to be supported by the Pallid Nurslings here, and they're going to be led by Kugath. So he's coming in early. Basically, he's going to be artillery support, and we're going to see that as well with the Soul Grinder. So Nurgle coming in with a little bit of heavy infantry, but mostly as artillery support. And more artillery support potentially here from Nurgle, as well as some quick movers, some Nurglings, a little bit of Furies. I don't think you can really go without the Furies. They're very useful. Let's go check out the Slaughterhorn tribe here, which is going to be on the enemy team. It's going to be led by Tarox the Brass Bull. He's got a Bray Shaman of the Wild here. It's going to be Viletide and Bray Scream coming in there. And then we're going to have Centigores with throwing axes, a couple of Manticores, more Centigores, this time Sans throwing axes, an Ungor Spearherd. And then as far as backup, I mean, good luck saving enough money for the Blood Brute. That is some expensive backup, but it is there. And then we're going to have the Gore Hooves here. Some Gore Herds. I like this pick. They're a pretty good overall unit. Harpies, some fast movers, and then Avalorn is going to be supporting them. So we're going to have Alethanar leading Avalorn. That's an interesting pick. He's got some Shadow Walkers here. I forget, you can just change the banner on these. Yeah, so Alethanar running under the Avalorn banner. He does have Shadow Walkers, and is a very cool hybrid unit here. Very good from range, very good in melee if they come in late. They're supported by Swordmasters. There's some epically good infantry. Some light archers and shadow warriors as well, a few reavers, and then some heavier hitters here. Dragon Princes, Phoenix Guard, more Swordmasters, the Everqueen's Court Guard, some Silver Helms, reavers, and spears. So let's go check out this replay. I'm excited to go see what this one comes down to. Now, it is on the Black Ark map. I do like this map. Black Ark is, I mean, unless they've changed it, doesn't look like they have. So you get 2 points on the two capture points on the top, one on the bottom. Each faction, or each pair of players in this case, is going to have one capture point very close to them. And then it's an interesting push because you definitely can't just give up on point 3. You want it. But at the same time, like if you are able to push and take the one on the opposing side of the field as well, it puts you in a very strong position. However, it puts you far from reinforcements. If you've chosen well, though, you can bring in Vanguard reinforcements that are pretty close. But that also depends on what your faction can support. Remember, the scoring's going to be over here, so we'll keep an eye on that. Already we're seeing supplies building up, obviously, for our folks, though we did see some immediately called in. Look at Nurgle here, opening fire with the artillery. This is going to go straight into the Centigores, and it's going to be a brutal hit there. So Nurgle playing the artillery role quite well so far. And these Marauders are going to be a pain in the butt. For those Centigores. And Centigores could cause some damage over there, but ultimately I don't see them killing the Soul Grinder or Kugath Plague Papa, because that is not going to be easy. Look at that nice support here. Shadow Warriors and Walkers moving up under the cover of Feral Manticores and a Centigore. Man, they do move hidden. So the Elves really shouldn't see them here. Nice snipe shot there by Alethanar, and a good dodge by Wicked. So it's about a minute until the points unlock, and so far this is not a great place to be for all these Centigores. That melee is not going to go particularly well, and you're getting hit by artillery, and this Soul Grinder is just going to jump right in and start cutting down those Centigores. They're going to want to back out of that. So point 3 looking pretty good at the moment, actually, for Nurgle. There's some warriors that are going to take forever. I mean, these are Nurgle Chaos Warriors, so it's like Nurgle plus Chaos Warriors, so get ready for a very slow approach. So it does look like the red team here is wanting to not only take their point, but push and start hurting the Wood Elves with their range. And they do have significant range here. A couple of Shadow Walkers. They got archers with light armor in the back. They're going to be in a good position to cause a lot of damage. So pretty nice positioning so far. So it looks like they're going to take that point. The Nurgle forces can push forward here and pretty much take point 3 early on. Kind of surprised to see those Centaurs maybe not make a little more play on it, but I mean, to be fair, they're not going to win that play. The Dryads are just being thrown ahead as sacrificial trees, and they will be cut down for their trouble. Not a pleasant way to go, but go they will. Everybody's using their supplies mostly so far. Nurgle's got a fair bit here, though. Maybe calling in something soon. Comes the artillery support. That goes into the archers. Should be pretty darn effective. It is. Nice hit on the archers. And a net on Taurox. So Taurox has been netted, and here comes the fire. That is gonna hurt, because that's prey of Aneth-Raymond. That's not just any net. It makes him more vulnerable to skirmish fire. So Taurox is gonna be in a world of hurt here. They get another volley in. Oof, Way Watchers of all things, too. Ouch. So the Brass Bull taking some shots here. Shots were indeed fired. Ooh, another savage volley. Lost almost half his health. That's going to be some very nice gold value for Wicked. And Nurgle has got some nice gold value as well. So it's looking good. It's looking good for the green team at the moment. Let's check out the capture points. Yep, 2 under control for the green team. Swordmaster's bearing down, though, and this could get dangerous because you don't have a lot of good infantry here to hold with. Let's see what this is. That's going to be a Vile Tide, I believe. Playing patiently with their ranged units here, though. The High Elves, I think that's the play. Still no push whatsoever for point 3 in the red team. They're very focused on point 1. It's going to be very hard to take point 1 because all the reinforcements are going to be very, very near. And Nurgle's got some tough units back here. This is a chosen of Nurgle. The Swordmaster's not going to have a fun time cutting through this. Nurgle units are a pain in the butt to pull down. So honestly, if the green team just kind of plays a delaying game here and plays it successfully, they should be fine. There's a Dwellers Below. That is going to catch a piece of those Swordmasters. Centaurs pushing through. They're going to be met in that hole there by some great Stag Knights. Lyrian Reavers there as well. The Stag Knights ought to do good. However, there are a lot of support units here. The red team and the Bloodbrute Behemoth made it out. They saved their supplies and brought it. President Tyranid sitting on a lot of supplies, as is his teammate here. And it looks like they just spent them. So reinforcements inbound. I mean, still no real chance of a capture on point 1 here. Interesting. Oh my gosh, that was brutal. Look at that Prey of Aneth-Raymond. Just savaged the Bray Shaman. The value is heavily in favor of the green team here. Look at that. Nurgle just unloading all the ammunition. I mean, feasibly, he could just send this unit back, pick up the supplies, and then re-recruit it with more ammunition. Obviously, you could choose to go fight with it in melee at this point as well, but I would believe that is an option as far as just kind of retreating that unit. He's got another Soul Grinder back over here. It's firing away. They are doing brutal damage against the archers. Here comes a summon of Centaurs, one of which is the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run. Now, those units, I'm surprised, maybe didn't make a run for this over here, because that second capture point is badly needed on behalf of the red team. Taurox got absolutely smashed earlier by those Way Watchers. Bloodbrute Behemoth better watch out, or he could end up in the same position. The Bloodbrute Behemoth here is an anti-large unit. There are large units on the battlefield, like Kugath and others, where you would do well, but getting the Bloodbrute into that position is going to be really difficult. Going to be really difficult. Way Watcher fire coming in after Taurox. Still very much in favor of the green team in terms of value trading. However, Davidoff Coolwater here has gotten some pretty good value. 3,700, so closing that gap a little bit. But the Beastmen are struggling to find the value. This is a Dwellers Below, I believe, and it's going to be a really good one. Nice move, though, trying to get those Swordmasters out of there, as they should. Dwellers Below is pretty brutal punishment. Kugath is really just laid it on here thick. So is the Soul Grinder. I mean, it's about to finish off all of these. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and melee with the other Soul Grinder. And Lethanar has no business being in a melee with that Soul Grinder. So this is going, I mean, firmly in favor of the green team at the moment. The red team's just not able to put together an effective push. They're well beyond their supply line effectively, right? Because they can only call in Vanguard units quickly. And now the Beastmen probably do have some Vanguard units. But again, the green team here operating close to their reinforcement points. Look at this. Spinning up the supplies. Here comes some Eternal Guard. Another Chaos Warrior of Nurgle with Great Weapon. It is going to be very difficult for the red team to try and collapse point 1. They did get a little bit of capture weight there for a moment, but it's still sticking in favor there. It's recaptured.
The enemy has captured one of your victory points. Take it back.
So it says the enemy captured one of the victory points. That's not actually the case here. So I don't really know what the announcer is going on about. I still just do not see any successful push on the horizon for the red team. I mean, they have picked up some of the difference in the value here, but not all. It's still heavily in favor of the green team. Let's see what the Bloodroot Behemoth does here. I mean, the Bloodroot Behemoth, I mean, I would think should be engaging the Soul Grinders, but it also has to worry about these Way Watchers back here, which are obviously just savaging any of the large targets. Look at this. Here comes an inbound. It's going to be a Light Boil, I think, here from Nurgle. It's an explosion spell. Pretty effective. I mean, just continued good use of magic. Oh boy, the Way Watchers just dug into the Bloodroot Behemoth. Now he heals, but only when in melee. There's a Lethanar with a sniper shot there. I'm not sure that one connected. It may have missed that Soul Grinder. He's picking at them. Again, pretty decent value here for the Avalorn, but Beastmen continue to struggle to pick up good gold value. Got the Plague Bearers here just bogging down. I mean, Plague Bearers are a mess of a unit to get bogged down in, and at this point, I mean, Wicked and his teammate can just park on point 1 and then just keep a defense in place at point 3. I'm still surprised maybe to not see the red team kind of save a little bit of cash and make a sudden push on point 3. Perhaps they will. We shall see. Look at the Way Watchers just sitting back here, cutting into the Bloodroot Behemoth. That should see the value go even higher for the green team. And right now we're at 874 victory tickets out of 1,500 needed, so a little over halfway to victory for the green team at the moment. They're in a solid position. Got more Glade Guard coming up. Those are the Starfire Shafts. We've got some Nurgle Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes here. There are a lot of units on the battlefield for Lorelorn, and 12 on there for Nurgle, so not bad. So definitely an overwhelming number of units here for the green team as well. And from a supply standpoint, Nurgle's sitting on some supplies that he can call in at near any moment. So looks like the red team is maybe kind of getting together here and deciding, you know what, we should group and get ready for a larger attack, because they've pulled back. And let's see whether the green team decides to push the effort here. They are pushing some Nurglings and other units forward, probably just to be annoying, get in and cause some trouble. These Shadow Walkers went ahead and went into melee. They are a fairly tough unit for a bow in melee, but I don't think they're going to like that engagement. Kugath is nearly out of ammunition. That Soul Grinder unloading back here on the Shadow Warriors, that has been an effective counter to the archers all night long in this engagement. Look at this, both players now over 10,000 gold value. So they are shutting down the red team at the moment. There's a lot of routes coming in. Those units probably just need to be despawned, and then see if they can maybe save enough supplies to put something together. Like I said, it's going to be difficult at the moment. The Way Watchers and stuff are just getting tremendous value. Bloodroot Behemoth having to flee from the targets that he would normally want to fight because of the support of those Way Watchers. So, has not been ideal. Oh, look at this, the Bray Shaman, he got mowed down last time and just gets absolutely mowed down a second time. What a loss for the Bray Shaman. So that is twice he got absolutely cut to ribbons by the archers of Lorelorn. So he is gone. Gone, gone, gone. Pushed back here by some Illyrian Reavers who may be hoping to get into the backfield, but they're not really going to love fighting those Nurgle Horsemen because they all have poison. Does look like some of the archers running out of money. They may have to despawn and come back in. Yeah, I mean, it's looking ugly at this point. This is actually moving close to a triple cap for the green team. They're just starting to field so many units. Look at this, 20 out of 20 units for Wicked, 13 of 16. So, I mean, that is brutal number of units on the field here for Lorelorn. And Nurgle has just done tremendous artillery support in this game. Really spectacular. Here comes another Blight Boil. Those Ungor Herd are finished, and these Phoenix Guard are honestly going to feel that hit too. There it goes. Giant Pustule exploding, so Kugath getting himself some more value here. He's got 342 kills. That big boy on the commode, he is not easy to take down. Once he starts that stinking bow movement of battle, it's not easy to stop it. Oh man, his throne is just utterly disgusting. I love him kicking and like other stuff here. It's just obnoxiously hilarious. Phoenix Guard obviously can cause him a lot of damage, and they are. He's just got a million hit points. So that makes him dangerous there regardless. Look at this Soul Grinder has come back. It's got a lot of ammunition. There's a good target back here too, those archers with light armor. I would imagine we might see it. Yeah, it looks like he's turning potentially that direction. Yeah, he's got him targeted. Looks like he's going into melee though. I guess why wait at this point? Why target from range? That is now a triple cap.
The foe's victory point.
So a very dominant performance right now from the Wood Elves and Nurgle. It's actually kind of a very nice combination, right? The Wood Elves can deal tremendous damage, but they're glass when it comes to infantry lines. And Nurgle has very tough infantry lines and very good artillery support. And the artillery kind of doubles in melee too, because of it being a Soul Grinder and Kugath. So it's honestly some pretty solid picks here. And with everything from Nurgle having poison and a lot of hit points, it just makes it really difficult for an enemy to just come truck right over you and push you back. I mean, so this is a very, very strong victory here for Wicked and his teammate. They're going to get that triple capped. Some very nice value, nice picks, and a very tough game for the Beastmen and Avalorn there, so a difficult one indeed. I mean, let's take a look at some of the value on some of these units out of curiosity. Not a whole lot on the Glade Lord. Spellsinger, though, got a lot of damage done. Wasn't worth a ton of gold, but a ton of damage. Let's take a look at the Way Watchers here, though. 2798, 2688, and 2603. That's some really solid value. Pretty darn good job by those Wild Riders as well. Let's check the other units here. I mean, probably nothing spectacular out of any of these, but those Way Watchers did enough by themselves. Look at Kugath here, 5616, 1920 on that, but what do you call it, the Soul Grinder, and then 2881 on the other. I mean, that is absolutely bananas. It's well done. Well done indeed. So, well played there. Let's go take a look. Tarox just really struggled to get off the ground. The Bray Shaman got shut down twice. It was a rough day for him. It was not his day. The stat line, the Blood Brute Behemoth was basically ineffective because it couldn't do much because of the Way Watchers. And then Avalorn brought the heat in terms of having some decent range and ranged units, but boy, they just got chewed up by that artillery. And you can see the Swordmasters here, tough units. They were getting a lot of kills. Weren't able to pick up an amazing amount of value, but I mean, they are tough units. However, it just isn't enough to carry, right? They just couldn't pull it off and get it done ultimately, and the Everqueen's Court Guard apparently failed as well. So fun game. Appreciate all of the players who are involved, and appreciate Wicked sending me the replay. I will have more battles for you coming soon and more content in general, so make sure you stick around and check it out. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you all soon.